the topic.
Hey, how you doing? I am 35. Um, and I guess I'm the minority because I actually disagree with a lot of what she said. Um, I think the main point for me was the part that immediately kind of was a red flag for me was that I've never dated an American black man and I don't date them. So for me, it's very disingenuous to speak about a group of people that you don't interact with, you don't date, you don't want them. So why are you, where is your opinion from? What does that stem from? Does it stem from social media? Does it stem from, because we know that that doesn't show American black people in the best light in the first place. So that was a first red flag for me. So any, you don't have any social interactions or experience behind what you're talking about. So your opinion is coming from somewhere. Where is it coming from? So that's number one. Number two, um, I'm not going to fault anybody for what their standards are. If she doesn't accept coffee dates, like that's perfectly fine. I will say that I am married, and me and my husband, our first date was a coffee date. So people have their different feelings on that. It is what it is. My third point I wanted to say is I think that it's important for people to, like you said, go where they're appreciated. I know for me personally, I've always felt appreciated by African American men. I've never felt denigrated by them. I've never felt pushed down by them. I have lots of examples of happily married African American men in my life. I know C said she's in PG County. I'm right down the road in Alexandria. So I know tons of men, African American men, that are in healthy relationships with dark skinned Black women. So I think that for me, um, when I look at the video in totality, I think that you made your opinion, your stereotype about Black women, Black men, because you said it's not from experience, because you don't date them, so it's not from experience. You went with the stereotype of what Black men are, American Black men are, and they are not a monolith. And I just want us to stop perpetuating this lie that there are not enough good African American men to go around, because that's what it is. It is a lie. But at the same time, I also don't want women to feel beholden to one race. Go where you're appreciated. Date where whoever's going to appreciate you. And that's kind of just my 2 cents on that. So.
Okay, Christina. I hear everything that you said, and I respect all of that. I don't really disagree with anything that you said. However, Christina, where I'm going to slightly disagree with you is, um, I hear you saying that, and I'm gonna play the video before you speak, Uchi. We're gonna go Uchi, we're gonna go Rida, we're gonna go Alondria, Quiet, Couple, and then Tall Nikki, and then Nasika. I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. I don't like butchering people's names. But there's when I saw that video this evening, Christina, there's approaching 14,000 comments, and there's women of all different ethnicities, all different nationalities in those comments, and they're all echoing the same sentiment. They're all agreeing with what the woman in this video said. And most of those women are women that date American black men or have a lot of experience dating American black men. I'm a heterosexual man. I don't date men. I don't know what it's like to date a man. I don't know what it's like to date an American black man. So I have no choice but to listen to, what women have to say. And the last thing I'm gonna say is, women have been saying, not just about American black men, but just men in general. There's a lot of women nowadays that believe chivalry is dead, and they love to say that men aren't courting women anymore. And I'm gonna let you respond to what I'm about to say. I think a lot of women need to like actually take a look in the mirror and do some self-reflection and try to figure out why they keep on, getting the same results, keep on getting the same outcomes when it comes to dating. Um, are you going to run into some bad apples? Sure. But as a woman, if you keep on getting the same treatment from every single man that you're coming across, if you ask me, that's more indicative of you and not men. Because there are women that, have men that actually court them, have men that are chivalrous towards them, have men that like take them out on dates and things of that nature and actually try to court them properly. So as a woman, if you're not one of those women, you need to figure out why, men aren't treating you like that. It's indicative of you. It's not indicative of men. It's not indicative of the dating market. But Christina, what do you have to say when there's 14,000 women in the comments, different ethnicities, different nationalities, all saying that that this woman is 100% spot on in what she said?
I guess my response to that, I'm not going to negate the experience of 14,000 women, right? I'm not going to do that. So if that is their experience, that's their experience. All I am saying is that in my personal experience, and can I clarify something really quick? In
Go
her
ahead.
video, and I think you're going to play the audio again.
Yeah,
I
I'm gonna
think you
play it
said you
again.
were. In her audio, she says she has never dated an American black man and she will not date an American black man. That's what she said in her video. So for everybody saying she didn't say that, she definitely said that. But back to the 14,000 comments, I think I agree with what Laureen was saying earlier, how I don't think it's relegated to one race. I think that is just the generation and the time that we are in. I don't think that it's just African American black men. I think it's white men. I think it's, I think it's all men right now are dating that way and losing the art of courting and the benefits to being married and to loving a woman correctly. I think that's across the board. I don't think it's just African American black men, but I think because that's what her video was. It was kind of just a cesspool of dogpiling African American men because that's who she was speaking about in that video.
Okay, last question, Christina, and thank you for waiting patiently. By the way, so what do you think, if that's what you believe? What do you think is like largely to be attributed to that?
To
Because
the
you said you believe it's all groups of men that are
mhm.
basically, whether it's they don't know how to or whether they're not interested in like trying to court a woman, take a woman out on a date. What do you think largely should be attributed to that? What factors? What?
Well, I think God, it's such a layered problem. But if I'm going to be like superficial about it, right, and not like go super in depth, I think that it's issues on both sides, right? I think for men, for whatever reason, think you have to prove yourself worthy for them to um, court you correctly or take you seriously, which is a problem because you shouldn't have to prove yourself to anyone. I think you guys should meet each other at an equal playing field and decide like this is what I want. Is this what you want? Okay, let's move forward in that way. But at the same time, I do think that with social media and people like they mentioned earlier Shira 7 and Sprinkle Sprinkle and if a man's not dropping money on you, then he doesn't
Right.
want you or you're this or you're that. I think we have to go back to valuing human beings as human beings. Are you kind? Are you generous? What is your character? Instead of worrying about how much, a man's going to drop on you in his wallet or, oh, does she look good? Does she look like an IG model? We have to go back to
Right.
the basics of this thing. And that's just how I feel.
Do
So
you
can
do
you
you
play, are you gonna play the original video or are you playing the response video?
No, I'm playing the response video. I mean, we don't need to hear her talk about. There's a lot of women that don't want to go on coffee dates. We don't need to hear her explain that. Christina, do you? Okay, you said you're 35 years old. You're
Yes.
8 years older than me. Do you think that there was ever a time where You know, because look, I'm young. I don't know what it was like. I don't know what dating was like in the early 90s. I don't know what dating was like in the damn early 2000s. I don't even know what dating was like in the mid 2000s for real.
No, so it's our generation, right? It's our generation, but it's been convoluted in like with the red pill podcasters and the sheer sevens. It's like we have lost looking at each other as human beings with thoughts and feelings and ideas and emotions. And it's like we're just being capitalistic towards each other. Like, what can I get out of you? Or how
Yeah.
are you going to benefit me? You need to provide for this lifestyle that I want, or you need to go 50-50 with me. Like, it's just become so many things that are so far outside of people genuinely loving and caring for each other.
Okay. Thank you, Christina. Please go on mute for me. I'm going to play this audio one more time. Uchi, after I play this audio, we're coming right to you. Then we're going to Rida. Then we're going to Alondria. And then we're going to International Couple. And then Tall Chick Nini. And then Miss Pierre. Okay.